What's going on, guys? Back with another reaction. So today got another brand new artist on the channel. I have never heard this guy. I just heard the name just a few days ago. Went to his page. He's got some interesting looking songs and things on there. I Sued the School System. This was 2025. So this is this year. Actually, how long ago was this? Oh, what? Hold on. 8 years ago? What the hell? Okay, so I don't know what's going on. So maybe, I don't know why the song's titled with the 2025, but anyway, you know what's going on in the school system, the crazy stuff. I'm sure he's going to get into it. This is Prince EA. So like I say, I believe this guy's a rapper, but let's go. 3, 2, 1, play. Let's get into it.
Albert Einstein once said, everybody's a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today on trial we have modern day schooling. Glad you could come. Not only does he make fish climb trees, but also makes them climb down and do a 10-mile run. Tell me, school, are you proud of the things you've done? Turning millions of people into robots, do you find that fun? Do you realize how many kids relate to that fish? Swimming upstream in class, never finding their gifts, thinking they are stupid, believing they are useless. Well, the time has come, no more excuses. I call school to the stand and accuse him of killing creativity, individuality, and being intellectually abusive. He's an ancient institution that has outlived his usage. So, Your Honor, this concludes my opening statement, and if I may present the evidence of my case, I will prove it.
Proceed. Let's go. Damn. Oh, Lord, this fool's talking. Oh, my God. All right, guys. I don't know how familiar you are with the channel, but, you know, I think the school system is a complete joke. You know, all the agendas they push today, you know, and I'm not even talking about just today. It's always been a joke, basically. You know, and he touched on it. You're made to all they try to make you think the same as everybody else, is to prepare you to work for 60 years and, you know, be able to maybe retire at 65 or so if you're lucky, and you get to, you know, live about maybe 20, 30 years, maybe sometimes even less, actually happy, actually enjoying yourself and relaxing. Whatever, is to prepare you for work, which is also BS, you know. The whole thing, he's going to probably get into it, but oh God, this is crazy right here. I love that somebody's going off on this. Let's go.
Exhibit A. Here's a modern day phone. Recognize it? Here's a phone from 150 years ago. Big difference, right? Stay with me. Here's a car from today, and here's a car from 150 years ago.
Dude.
Big difference, right? Well, get this.
I've seen this little part of this in some of the conspiracy videos. I didn't know this was him. Okay. I've seen this little part where he's doing these pictures and everything. Oh, shoo. This is crazy. All right, yes, let's go. But I've never heard the song. All right.
And here's a car from 150 years ago. Big difference, right? Well, get this. Here's a classroom of today. Okay. And here's a class we used 150 years ago. Now, ain't that a shame? In literally more than a century, nothing has changed. Damn. Yet you claim to prepare students for the future? But with evidence like that, I must ask, do you prepare students for the future or the past? I did a background check on you and let the record show that you were made to train people to work in factories, which explains why you put students in straight rows, nice and neat, tell them sit still, raise your hand if you want to speak, give them a short break to eat, and for 8 hours a day, tell them what to think. Oh, and make them compete to get an A.
Well, what else does that? What else does the same exact thing? Come on.
Break to eat, and for 8 hours a day, tell them what to think. Oh, and make them compete to get an A. A letter which determines product quality, hence grade A of meat. I get it. Back then, times were different. We all have a past. I myself am no Gandhi. But today, we don't need to make robot zombies. The world has progressed, and now we need people who think creatively, innovatively, critically, independently, with the ability to connect. See, every scientist will tell you that no two brains are the same, and every parent with 2 or more children will confirm that claim. So please explain why you treat students like cookie cutter frames or snapback hats, giving them this one-size-fits-all crap.
Oh my God, this fool is spitting. He's doing it in like the form of kind of just like a speech or like a poem more so than like a rap, than like singing, I guess. But he's barring like crazy. He's just spitting bars for sure. Oh Lord. Oh my God. Guys, please show up for this. I hope you show up for this video. Run this thing up. This kind of stuff needs to get out there for sure. And this guy, you know, he's got like 6 million subscribers, so he's doing his thing. People are aware of him clearly, so that's good. But that's not enough. With the message he's speaking, that's nowhere near enough. Everybody needs to see stuff like this. Come on. This is absolute truth. This is absolute facts. Let's go.
Your Honor, but if a doctor prescribed the exact same medicine to all of his patients, the results will be tragic. So many people would get sick, yet when it comes to school, this is exactly what happens. This educational malpractice. One teacher stands in front of 20 kids, each one having different strengths, different needs, different
But they
gifts,
all told to
different
do the
dreams,
same thing.
and you teach the same thing the same way? That's horrific. Ladies and gentlemen, the defendant should not be acquitted. This may be one of the worst criminal offenses ever to be committed.
Facts.
And let's mention the way you treat your employees.
Objection. Overruled. I want to hear this.
It's a shame. I mean, teachers have the most important job on the planet, yet they're underpaid. No wonder so many students are short-changed. Let's be honest. Teachers...
No wonder so many students are shortchanged from the underpaid. So underpaid, shortchanged, you know, money scheme, but also just they're not given the time that they need to develop the way to develop their mind the way they should be. Yo, just come on. Hold up.
No wonder so many students are short-changed. Let's be honest. Teachers should earn just as much as doctors, because a doctor can do heart surgery and save the life of a kid, but a great teacher can reach the heart of that kid and allow him to truly live. See, teachers are heroes that often get blamed, but they're not the problem. They work in a system without many options or rights. Curriculums are created by policymakers, most of which have never taught a day in their life.
I mean, I get what he's saying, but like, I mean, the teachers are aware of this for the most part. They're aware that it's a bad system. So why do they even want to go into it? I know I'm not saying all, just like doctors and, you know, people in the health administration and everything. A lot of them's agenda to begin with is to help people, you know, and whatever, but eventually they probably find out that, hey, that's not what this system is about, and they continue to do it. I mean, and they get a paycheck, of course, but you know, it is a terrible way to earn some money. I mean, by screwing everybody over and everything, and by participating in a system that is absolute BS and created on lies and everything. And now some doctors, you know, some people in that field and everything, you know, look where they're taught from, though. They go to school for years and years, but look at who started the curriculum for all those programs. It's designed to not help people, even though they don't think that way. They think these are the best options. These are the best medicines. These are the best things that we have to offer, and they're actually trying to do good. But a lot of them know the real truth, and they continue to go along with it. Probably that's the same for teachers as well, is my opinion, but I see what he's saying. But, wow. This is crazy.
Curriculums are created by policymakers, most of which have never taught a day in their life. Just obsessed with standardized tests. They think bubbling in a multiple choice question will determine success. That's outlandish. In fact, these tests are too crude to be used and should be abandoned, but don't take my word for it. Take Frederick J. Kelly, the man who invented standardized testing, who said, and I quote, "These tests are too crude to be used and should be abandoned." Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if we
the dude that invented it said that? Come on now.
Continue down this road, the results will be lethal. I don't have much faith in school, but I do have faith in people. And if we can customize healthcare, cars, and Facebook pages, then it is our duty to do the same for education, to upgrade it, change it, do away with school spirit, because that's useless. Unless we're working to bring the spirit out of each and every student, that should be our task. No more Common Core. Instead, let's reach the core of every heart in every class. Sure, math is important, but no more than art or dance. Let's give every gift an equal chance. I know this sounds like a dream, but countries like Finland are doing impressive things. They have shorter school days. Teachers make a decent wage. Homework is non-existent, and they focus on collaboration. instead of competition. But here's the kicker, boys and girls. Their educational system outperforms every other country in the world. Other places like Singapore are succeeding rapidly. Schools like Montessori, programs like Khan Academy, there is no single solution.
Montessori. I went to a school called Montessori, like before. I mean, that might be a place or something. That might be a country, or that might be a place in a country. I have no idea. But Montessori, I went to a place called Montessori. I'm in South Carolina. I mean, obviously, it wasn't a public school, though. It was like, I don't know if it was I don't think it was I guess it was a private school. I mean, but yeah, it wasn't like a typical public school. It was like, and not the traditional type of teaching. But I don't really remember much about it because it was like before first grade or whatever. But anyway, it was kind of like what he's talking about, a little bit more, I guess so. Like, I don't think they like taught I don't really remember, but I don't think they taught everybody like the same thing. They kind of just let you come to your own ideas or whatever. I don't know, whatever. But that's interesting that was the name of something. Maybe Montessori actually means something like that or so. I have no idea. That's crazy. But yeah, he's spitting. Let's go.
Schools like Montessori, programs like Khan Academy, there is no single solution. But let's get moving, because while students may be 20% of our population, they are 100% of our future. Yeah. So let's attend to their dreams.
She looks
There's
kind of
no telling what we can achieve. This is a world in which I believe, a world where fish are no longer forced to climb trees.
Damn.
I'll rest my case.
Yo. Okay. Yeah. All right. Nice. I got to hear more from this guy for sure. So drop it in the comments. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm going to tell you right now, I always did terrible in school. Always hated it. I refused to do homework because I thought it was bullshit that they were there for 8 hours and then they send you home to do more. Even a damn job doesn't do that, to be honest with you, that you actually get paid for. Of course, some people bring their work home and they work, at home or whatever after they've been at work all day. Yeah, but the typical jobs don't do that. You don't have to do anything once you leave. And I mean, I hated school. I hated it. I thought the shit was pointless to learn to begin with. I didn't care about any of it. I get that, yes, you need to know how to write, spell, subtract, add, multiply, divide. Yeah, okay, cool. I don't give a shit about the 1700s, about the 1600s, about any of that stuff. Basically, it's all lies anyway, that I've come to find out over the last few years. So it's all BS that they're teaching anyway, all this propaganda shit. Okay, and plus, even if it was true, why do I need to know that as a 10-year-old, as a 12-year-old? I don't care. Okay, so I never paid attention, and I mean, I'll be honest, it wasn't like some deep meaning reason like this or anything. It was because I was lazy and I would rather be watching TV or playing video games or playing basketball or whatever. I mean, I just hated everything about it, basically. But there's always, I never ever came to the conclusion, like later on in life, like a lot of people do, like, oh, I should have done better. No, F that. I shouldn't have. I should have been thinking the way I was thinking. Something in me, something deep inside my brain was always looking out for me, telling me that don't really buy into this way of thinking. Don't really just go along with all this just because this is what you're told. This is what you're supposed to do. No, it's not. Something always felt wrong about it. Something always felt wrong about the work system as well. You're away from your home for 8 hours for, basically by the time you start getting ready, you drive to work, you come back from work. That's a 10, 11 hour shift, basically. Yes, you get paid for 7 or 8 hours, but that's almost half the day that you're dealing with that and that you're away from your home. You're away from doing stuff that you want to be doing. It's crazy. And look, I know people got to make a living, so I'm not saying quit your job or anything like that. You got to do what you got to do. Unfortunately, that's the system we're in. But, it's just good to know these things, and that the school system is set up to make people go into working and do that and kill themselves for 60, 70 years of their lives. Maybe if they're lucky, they can retire somewhere around then. And some of them die right after. So, and that's what they want. That's what they want. All right. But anyway, I could go on about this for a week straight. I swear I could, but I'm not going to make the video so long. It's already a 5.5-minute song. I hope you stayed for my rant. Let me know what you think about all this. Drop some more from this guy that you want me to react to. Hopefully you guys show up. Thank you so much. Thanks to the Most High, Yahuwah, Yahusha. You know, that's who's been looking out for me and keeping my mind safe from all this propaganda my whole life, basically. So that's who deserves the thanks for all that. It's not me. It's him protecting my mind, him having his armor and his protection over my brain, over my body, over everything. Guys, I've also never really been sick in my life, to be honest with you. And that's because I don't take medicine. I'll take a Benadryl or something like that. I'm not like against it or anything. I'm not like, no, I could never take it. But you know what I mean? Some people, anything that happens, they run to the doctor. They go get a shot. They do. I've never had a shot in my life, especially not in 2020. All right, don't even try to get me started on that. But anyway, yeah, that's all. I mean, I can rant on this forever, but yeah, thank you to the Most High, Yahuwah, Yahusha. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the channel. Thank you for all you guys. Blessings on each and every one of you. I have no channel without you guys as well. So I love you all. Stay safe. Be careful. I'm gone.